I am hoping that the idea of an inequality is revision for you, but I can't guarantee that. You've all been to different primary schools. You've all had different teachers since you came here, so I'm going to do it myself. Year 10, we start to deal with maths that has more than one answer. Currently, all the maths that you've done with me, there's only been one solution. But sometimes solutions can have a certain range of values that works. So we need inequalities to represent these ranges. Have you guys seen these symbols before? Was it do you recall when? Was it in primary school? They might have said it was like a beak or the crocodile pointing at the thing. That's cool. I'm not going to use the crocodile or high school, okay? What you need to know is in Western culture, what direction do we read on the page? Left to right. So these symbols are written with that assumption. So if you see this symbol here, you've got that beak pointing to the right. That actually means greater than. Because it's telling you that the number or variable on the left of that symbol is bigger than the one on the right. So can you please get that one down? That beak pointing to the right is greater than. If it's pointing the other way, what would it be? Less than. So you're cool with just listening into the notes? I don't need anyone to write any of it down. It's just recommended. If you forget, that's a consequence that you'll have to deal with. From what you've seen previously, what does the extra little line underneath mean? Yeah, or equal to. You can think of it as like it's the sign and then you put an equal sign underneath it as well. It's all combined. So is greater than or equal to, and is less than or equal to. Just a reminder, the open side is always pointing to the larger thing. The closed side points to the smaller. So I'll give you a few moments, a couple of minutes. Can you get down to the star, please? So in Western society, we read from left to right. These inequality symbols only mean something in that context. The open side always points to the larger thing. The closed side points to the smaller thing. What I'll do for the people that are faster at writing, I haven't explained this one yet, but if you are faster at writing, you can start getting the second box about visualizing inequalities. All right, so something a little bit about me. Even though I think I'm pretty good at the maths, I still always, whenever I see negative numbers or whenever I see inequalities, I'm imagining in the back of my head a number line. Can someone remind me what a number line is? How would you describe it? The line? What's in the center? And what kind of numbers go on the left of the zero? And what kind on the right? Positive numbers. Okay? I always imagine that. It's just hanging in the back of my mind there. It's important that you know what an inequality actually means visually on a number line. We can represent these visually. If I've got a closed dot over a number on the number line, it means it's included. So we're talking about the is greater than or equal to, is less than or equal to. If the circle over the number is open, it means I don't include the number. So that's going to be referring to these symbols here. And then if I've got an arrow coming from your closed or open dots, that shows the range of answers. There are 4 marks, I believe, in your test assigned to you, visualizing what certain inequalities look like. So please don't lose them here. It's not maths. You're just drawing an arrow over a number line and a couple of dots. So get that box so that we can do these examples together. And that's literally lesson 1 done. Not even maths for this first. All right, I have an inequality. A is what? Than 1. A is something than -1. What is the symbol? A is greater than -1. So if I want to visualize that, -1 is here. Well, what kind of a dot am I going to use? Am I going to use an open dot or a closed one? You tell me. I want to put a dot over -1 on the number line, but is it going to be open or is it going to be closed?
Closed?
No, open. It's not going to be closed because closed means it includes the number. If I say I want A is greater than -1, could it be -1? No, because -1 is not greater than -1. Okay? So it could be 1, it could be negative 0.99999, that's included, but -1 is not part of it. That's why we have to do an open dot over that and then draw an arrow. It just goes on forever. Okay? Next one, A is less than or equal to 2. What kind of a dot am I going to place over 2? Closed, because 2 is legitimate. Because it can be. Now, because I've said it can equal 2, I care about 2 and everything below it. Whereas here, this says that I care about everything only greater than -1, not -1 itself. So that's going to be a closed dot and going, so it's less than, so down to the left. This one's going to take some thinking. Is anyone game to suggest to me what I'm going to draw over that number line or what the hell that even means? I've got 2 inequalities there. Yes? What?
A is greater than -4, but smaller than or equal to negative.
Good. Is there one word that you could use to describe in the English language that tells me if something's here and something's over there, where is my position according to it? And it's in between. Okay? So that's another way to think about it. But you're right, there's nothing wrong with you saying that. It's just a bit laborious. So A is between -4 and 3, but we need to think about what coloured dots. What kind of a dot am I going to put over -4? Open, good. Why? Because it's not less than or equal to, it says less than. -4. What kind of a dot am I going to put at +3? Closed, because it's less than or equal to. And A is just going to be represented by the line between those. See how okay, we've got algebra here, but it's important to see in your mind what we're actually talking about. A could be anything along that line. A could be anything below that dot. A could be anything greater than that dot, but not including -1. Does that make sense to people? I'll leave that example up, and for the next 40 minutes, can you please work on exercise 5D? Those ones there, I'll leave you alone.